Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 69 of Let's Play Obsidian's latest, greatest open world CRPG, Avowed. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day or night, whatever the case may be. Hope you're thriving and surviving in this wild, real-life world. So we're going to get it in today, guys. I have now recorded this being like, I don't know, the fourth or fifth new episode since recording this game again. I took a little break after episode 64, and we're back at it. So having a ton of fun, playing our godlike character. Akantek is a song or poem of cultural significance of the Partrunan dwarven people, and here we are. We're in some sort of cathedral. Let's talk to Monto and see what's going on. First, let's look around here. We've got Giacomo's invitation. To my colleagues, friends, and naysayers, you're hereby invited to a demonstration of my latest achievement, that of spiritual self-combustion. Bear witness as I set fire to my very essence merely to prove that I can. Do you doubt me? Then come watch me fail. Do you trust me? Then come watch me go out in a blaze of glory. Either way, you will be entertained. I anticipate a large and captive audience. Giacomo Feluccio. So a bit of an Italian thing going on. Animancy equipment, missing an Adragan harp. Tides and Moons, a natural historian's account. We have all heard the legends of Andra and Sen Belafa, and the explanation that the goddess's love for the moon causes the tides, and as men and women of science, we know this to be but a shadow of truth. Yet there's another myth that we have been quicker to dismiss, and I wonder if it does not merit further examination. Andrites tell of a smaller moon, Ioni Bratir, that the goddess supposedly pulled from the sky in an earlier age, and while such a thing seems impossible, for Ioni Bratir still roams the skies above, it is true that explorers in the far reaches have found mineral fragments that do not naturally occur on any known continent in Aora. Furthermore, naturalists in Adir, Rawatai, and the Deerwood have observed the remains of ancient ocean life many miles inland. Such a thing would only be possible if Aora's oceans had once been larger, or, as I hear proposed, if a catastrophic flood had once washed over the continents. While few phenomena could cause a flood of this magnitude, a large body falling into the seas just might do the trick. In these pages, I'll explain how some force of nature, if not an amorous goddess, could have pulled a small moon into Aora millennia ago. And we took that. Very cool. Alright, what's up, Monto?
Excuse me, but I'm tad busy.
We'll just look around slowly.
The Adra is healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm sure her mother and father were onto something, and look what happened to them.
1 second, guys. Can I talk to you, peeps? No? Take the health potion, need that. A recent history of Queen's birth, the arrival of the Valians. Excerpted from a letter by Winj Waraki, a Huana historian, from a collection of her personal writings. The Valians' arrival in Nekataka was not unexpected. Our fisher folk had watched them lurk near the edges of our territory for months, their ships like the keen eyes of a jeweler, inspecting us, already counting the coin they'd make on a prize so fine as the Deadfire. They were not the first to watch us, so doubtless they will not be the last. We were not certain what it was they wanted at first, aside from whatever it was we had. When Onikaza sent an envoy of Mataru to speak with them, they made noise about desiring trade and cultural exchange. What exactly it was they intended to trade, or what manner of cultural exchange they thought might entice us, wasn't immediately clear. We were not naive. We knew their arrival spelled change for the Deadfire, as surely as we know that rain falls in the monsoon season. The trouble came in how we would manage the Valians' influence, how we would contain it. Better they think us partners than easy marks, the thinking at the palace went at the time. We cannot risk We could not risk war with them as a fractured people as we are, and have any hope of winning it, no matter the power of our water shapers. As the leader of the Kahanga, Anakaza decided for us. She allowed the Valians to set down roots in Queen's Birth and begin limited mining operations in the archipelago. She suggested this might ease trade and tensions between our people and theirs, but in truth, I believe she only wanted to keep an eye on them. I sympathize with her point of view, but I cannot endorse it because Anakaza forgot the truth of roots, that they are the silent grasping hands of trees, and that a tree once established cannot be moved without destroying the ground around it. But it was done. The Valians quickly made themselves at home, and the ensuing conflict over who had rights to which islands, which Adra veins, which trading routes only served to fracture the Huana further. Then the Rawatayans arrived. By that point it was too late. The colonials were in the dead fire to stay. Now Huana refugees flood into Nekataka from across the archipelago, complaining of lost land and dwindling resources, and the trading companies fight a quiet war against each other with our doorsteps at the front, Nagati, guide us in this trying time. That's all stuff we can explore in Pillars of Eternity 2, as this is basically Pillars of Eternity 3. Let's look at this beautiful, wow. That is quite awesome. Stained glass. Can't see my reflection in it though. Then we've got My Rejection of So-Called Ethics by Monto Pastor. Animancy is a magnet for naysayers who cherish ignorance over progress and safety over opportunity. I do not deny that our art has produced some misfortune over the years. Balreach, Brackenbury, and the event at the Castell House, to name a few. But why should these isolated incidents cast such a long shadow? When a ship sinks to the bottom of the ocean, no one forces merchants to abandon their trade. I say that we resist society's unjust call to smash our machines and burn our research. We are animancers. Society is welcome to join us, but we won't hesitate to leave them in our dust. Makes a good point there. Monto does. Chest. Beautifully carved. 16 silver fennings. Whoa, common grimoire of storms and 4 binding copper. Okay, it's very common, but it has jolting touch. It has our blizzard spell, which is good. It has crackling bolt. Conjures a powerful bolt of electric that bounces between enemies and the environment 3 times, dealing high shock accumulation stun. And if we get Grimoire Mastery 2, it would have Returning Storm. Conjures a powerful thunderstorm that strikes the earth with lightning bolts, dealing stun and shock accumulation to nearby enemies. I'm going to look at Beathel's. Beathel's has the best ability cost and cooldown, but Corrosive Siphon, Arcane Veil, Blizzard. Let's look at what we actually can do. As a wizard, we have Chill Blades, 1 rank. You can cast it without a Grimoire. The Grimoire will empower it though. Grimoire Mastery rank 1. We also have Arcane Veil. Available point. We don't have any points to spend though. And then we have Blizzard. So they all would be empowered. If we were to use them, like Blizzard in this book, or the Spellblade, Arcane Veil, Spell Imprinted rank 1, but we can't use these last 2, so that's not too useful for us. And then Beathel's has Corrosive Siphon, which is cool, Arcane Veil, and Blizzard. But I think actually, guys, I may break... No, you only get a spider's leg for breaking this down. We could upgrade it easily. I'm going to go ahead and use the common Grimoire of Storms. Because of storms, we can use Jolting Touch, Blizzard, Crackling Bolt, and then eventually Returning Storm. We picked up a legendary mace last episode, which was really cool. This bad boy right here. If you didn't see that episode, I strongly recommend you check it out and then come back here later. Let's see what this note says. Summit meeting notes on the Deadfire event 2829 AI. Topic: spiritual disturbance in the Deadfire Archipelago. Governor Ignacy Vidaro presiding. All agree that a disturbance shook the metaphysical veil between the here and the beyond. Ask about capitalization. Cause of a disturbance unknown. Experiment gone wrong. Rumor of giant Adra statue dismissed as mass hallucination. Perry Quilici requests to contact Republic's associates for second opinion. Governor Vidaro denies the motion. Verdict results inconclusive. No action required at this time. Again, Pillars of Eternity 2 stuff, I presume. That I do want to start playing that game eventually.
Alright, explain it to me again.
Imagine a river of essence. It feeds our crops, enriches the soil, and fuels our experiments.
Cool.
So where is the source of the river? What have we really been tapping into all these years?
I shouldn't be sober for this kind of talk.
Workshop etiquette. Rule 1, clean up after your experiments. I don't want to see stagnant puddles or shards of Adra where people are expected to walk. Rule 2, label your experiments. Is your corpse a terrible accident or a work in progress? Rule 3, no stealing resources. Governor Vidaro grants us what we need for our assigned duties and not a copper wire more. No one should have to steal. Rule 4, Elia Russell is not allowed inside the workshop. Self-explanatory. Rule 5, no food or drink. From now on, research notes stained with spilled tea will not be accepted. Looks like we can come up here. No? Oh yeah, but there's nothing to do, but we have
something. I can't let anyone else discover this.
Have you hurt yourself, sir? Monsters of the Deadfire Archipelago. We've read that before. Guess we take another copy. What's the matter, sir? Lorento?
On the way.
Nice spectacles.
I'm not in a place to talk right now.
You look exhausted. What? Tell me about what you're working on.
Yesterday, I made an incredible discovery. We can use half as much Adra to achieve the same results.
Huh.
And then I thought, what if one day it's a third, a quarter, a speck?
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
No. To harness these forces for so small a price is too much power. Who knows what kind of chaos we'll create? I have been reading Athelmir's treatise on Wotica. Perhaps she's right. Maybe Animancy should be reined in.
Might 5 out of 5 flex your muscles. There's no such thing as too much power. Set an example. Show your colleagues it can be used for good.
How can I? All right. I'll do some more tests and see where they lead me. But I won't publish anything until I'm absolutely sure.
Very good. Some Adra. Another note. Forget-me-not tonic. Instructions for use. Take 1 cupful approximately 1 hour before beginning tedious activity. If administered correctly, time should appear to pass more quickly and tasks should feel more tolerable. Side effects may include amnesia surrounding the dosage period. Forget-me-not tonic. Pretty cool place they're running here. An Animancy workshop. Not quite a cathedral. But built pretty big like one. Stained glass. Very beautiful. Come up here. I think I hear a chest somewhere. Yep. We've got 35 brass teos and dank spores, the moons of Aora. Look up into the night sky and you'll see the moon Belifa. Ubiquitous and persistent, she remains forever in view, but also forever out of reach. What many people do not know, however, is that our world is actually orbited by 2 moons, Belipha and Kauda. Belipha, hanging low and large in the sky, Belipha travels swiftly in a race around the world, completing an orbit in about 18 days. This proximity and speed can cause extreme tide conditions in some areas, making the sea shift so quickly and rise so high that there are some beautiful coastal areas that are virtually uninhabitable for a good portion of the year. Before we learn the truth behind the cause of the tides, legend held that Andra, the goddess of the sea, was in love with the moon, and when she saw it in the sky, the tides, great waves, and violent storms that happened were her attempts to reach it. This is why the moon is formally called Sen Belipha, or Andran Belipha, the beloved or Andra's beloved. Kauda. 315 years ago, the Grand Empire of Valia suffered from terrible storms and terrifyingly high and low tides. Records show the same thing was happening in the Adir Empire, and that several new Adiran colonies along the Deerwood coast were completely destroyed by storms and high tides that engulfed the settlements. At that time, during an eclipse, Glanfathan astronomers spotted something small orbiting near the edge of Belipha. After much study, they realized it was a small satellite with an extremely irregular orbit. They called it Kauda Deb, or the Black Runner. Since it is smaller than Belipha, it doesn't have much effect on the world, but when it aligns with Belipha's orbit, it wreaks havoc on the tides and weather everywhere. This happens with an erratic frequency and severity, and has been dubbed Lover's Tides. Kauda has been rolled into the Andra myth, and when they are both in sight, her desire to reach them is increased tenfold, which is what causes the terrible weather. Dual moons causing havoc. Hopefully our frame rate is still good, guys. I think I have my PC set up to be max. What's this? The Art of Malicious Compliance by Elia Russell. When our governor told me to stop bothering him, I moved out of town. When he told me to hire cheap farmhands, I raised the dead. Now he leaves me alone. I have won. Fior Mes Iverno was founded on the principle of insubordination. In order to preserve our legacy, we must become a community of the ungovernable. And what are you doing
What
up
do
here?
you think of Giatta's theory?
Well, my experiments have been a little...
Unpredictable. Like the essence has no sense of direction.
What's
How
there?
did you know?
We should talk, but not here.
Oh. Okay. All kinds of books. Alchemy of Imp Spray. I kept a pair of imps caged for the better part of 3 decades as I scripted Volume 5 of my series, Scent Languages of the Perverse. Every day the duo would fill the air from their glands as they communicated across the distance. I grew to understand the alchemy of their spray by standing in its path and allowing the fetid effluvium to wash over me. Such wondrous effluvium, so potent, it hovers over me still. Just as I had written the last page of what was to be my greatest work, the dialect of their spray changed entirely, rendering my findings useless. Oh, but how they laughed at my expense. I know the smell of failure. It is the reek of 30 years' worth of concentrated imp farts sprayed into one's face, and the bitterness of having no academic recognition to show for it. Dang, on the efficacy of imps. A time-worn adage among practitioners of the arcane arts avers that early wizards compelled imps to service not out of desire for the assistance, but to banish them from underfoot. I doubt it not at all, for one could not conjure more unruly, noisome, maladroit, or irascible aid. Why then do we employ these diminutive meddlers? Imps, dear readers, are to a wizard's sanctum as rats are to a ship. Whether out of malign instinct or pure mischievousness, they infiltrate our laboratories with alarming regularity. Nina Goth conjectures in his sensitivity of simpletons that imps infest any locus of concentrated mystical influence, and accounts of the creatures lurking among the uninhabited ruins of Engwith seem to corroborate his supposition. Yet a wizard's domicile seems to possess a particular appeal to them, regardless of whether it resides at a nexus of spiritual power or no. Left to their own devices, the winged miscreants accrue loose baubles, hoarding them in filthy dens as often as not established in our cupboards and privies. Seemingly possessed of an antiquity dealer's discernment, each prefers to pilfer the most valuable paraphernalia and potent artifacts, yet they remain pathetically inept in the use of even the simplest gewgaw. I admit the imp's general incompetence makes them appealing retainers. One of the little cretins may displace a favorite wand of elemental power, but little peril exists of it activating the instrument and immolating your collected volumes of arcana. The same cannot be said of apprentices, yet the beasts present a danger to the unwary, for they possess a low cunning not unlike that of Zorops and Orlans. Without a domineering hand to direct them, imps rapidly regress to their base instincts as a result of their propensity for pack behavior. Even transitory leniency with a single imp can imperil a wizard's entire collection. And the many pitfalls of imp husbandry. This book narrates one scholar's dissection of all matters relating to the care of household imps, focusing notably on their cleaning and housebreaking. One passage has been underlined with a deep press of a quill. Never allow imps to learn spells or wield artifacts of power. Their bodies sponge up the essence remainder and grow exponentially larger in size. One of my household servants pilfered a ring from my collection and grew to the size of an aurochs before I had it properly drained. Their glands also grow more pungent than mere writing can hope to encompass, so beware. Imps. Have we seen imps yet? I am not entirely sure. I do not remember imps from earlier in the game, but it could be very possible that we've encountered them. I kind of want to say we have, but I'm not going to stand by that. I don't remember. We'll just say we don't remember. And that's it for this Animancy workshop with the giant Audra pillar and vaulted ceilings. We'll come back out here and explore more. So here we have a merchant, which we bought this legendary mace from. And we'll start exploring Fior Mes Iverno. Oh. 43 gold worth of silver fennings. Beautiful music. Beautiful area to explore. We're gonna go up, down, and about. Just checking stuff out. A nice tree.
What's the meaning of this?
Governor.
Look at your city! The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home!
There is no dream scourge in Emerald Stair.
The land begs to differ, and I can prove it!
We can discuss this in private.
We are discussing it now!
Gianna?
How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike?
Sorry to interrupt. I'm also looking into the Dream Scourge.
In that case, you're right on time.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Seems more likely you'll have to punch some sense into him.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
I'm an Adherent envoy. Is that official enough?
Very well. I hope you remember that behind these walls, your influence has limits.
I'm sure he didn't come all this way just to challenge your authority. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around.
Seems
and
like
now
it.
I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species. Roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad.
We'd seen them.
The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
That's why I'm here. Perhaps an animancer can help me stop it.
Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
We definitely agree on that.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
Maybe he's just being cautious.
Thank you. It's good to see some sense around here for once.
The time for caution has passed. The failure of our crops will demand swift action.
Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
I think she knows what she's doing.
I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. Be careful with your assumptions. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
If we worked together, I wouldn't stand between you and your ambitions. Well, what was that about your family's basement?
It's nothing. Our governor is backed into a corner and lashing out. I almost respect him for it. Buy me a drink sometime, and I'll tell you all about my family's basement.
Deal. First, we should take care of the Dream Scourge.
I thought you'd never ask. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Mes Iverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Chiata is an outcast.
Is she a party member? Chiata, are you okay?
It's a bit too soon to tell.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Mes Iverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Another mouth to feed. Maybe we'll need to let Kai hunt more after all.
600 XP. Equipment upgrade available. We'll go west, which would be the opposite direction. Pick up some thorn fruit. Pretty interesting story-based stuff. Her house isn't down this way. This would be east. But I am kind of just exploring away. closure of some sort. Party note. The note is hastily scrawled but radiates with love. LM. I hope this note finds you well. What an occasion, despite the lackluster fruit. You always were the life of the party, despite your claims otherwise. I look forward to more antics soon. Till we meet again, FB. Hello? Neat hair. We'll get to Giada's house eventually. Right now, I'd like to just keep exploring. Nice spot you got here. Nice clothes, too. Dang, son. Looking good. Let's see. Hello. Nice clothes as well. Door.
I am not accustomed to failure. Ugh, neither am I.
Lemon.
But
tomato.
thanks to the best of us, no?
Turnip.
They made up their minds before we even started.
Essence potion. What's going on? Lemon, salted trout.
It's okay. We'll try again.
But it's the third time.
You know how it is. Their standards are impossible. It isn't personal.
Of course it's personal. It's the Animonsters workshop.
Is there something I can do to help?
Maybe we need some feedback on our proposal.
Using essence to cure male flaccidity is uncharted territory. I'm sure of our thesis.
Now you have my attention.
Excellent. That bodes well, but I'm still not convinced. Perhaps our proposal title wasn't clever enough? What do you think of this? Boning without bones, essence and the performativity of male anatomy.
Consider this. From stick to stone, using essence to augment male performance.
I suggest erecting the future, the burgeoning science of manomancy. How about abomination, wasting essence on ridiculous frivolity? You should just go with your guts.
So, boning without bones it is.
I have always hated that title.
I literally just came up with it.
Nice little bedroom. Ooh, brass Tios, 45, worth 54. Take a look around this little place. We're out in Soul Pod. Rejection letter. Thank you for your humble application to the Animancer's workshop of Fior Mes Iverno. We regret to inform you that admittance cannot be granted at this time. While your proposal on using Audra implements to siphon essence to specific genital features of male anatomy was certainly unexpected, we suggest you reconsider your suggestions for practical applications. Sincerely, Pierre Quilici, Animancer's Workshop. Well, you know, peeps got needs, even in times of blight. Pretty cool bedroom here, cut into two portions like by that room divider. We've got Palmstone. Oh, quest. Rosanna Fallow.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about.
Indeed.
Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here.
All good.
The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead.
No apologies necessary.
That's a lot of blame on people who can't defend themselves.
The dead of Fior expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
What if we carried out the rituals in your stead?
Are you volunteering us to hang out in a graveyard?
Oh, if you would, that would simply be wonderful. I wouldn't know how to thank you. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
Not enough perception to resolve. An interesting custom. I'd love to know more.
Of course. I follow a Valian tradition that teaches that the journey back to the cycle is a long and perilous one. Bareth appears as the usher to guide souls into the next life, but those who lose their way risk the ire of the Pallid Knight. We offer food to the recently dead to still their minds and give them something to offer should the Knight demand her toll.
It seems that having a meal would be the last thing the dead have to worry about.
The recently dead are nearly as alive as you or I. Many don't believe they're dead, and many rebel against Bareth's beckoning. Any peace we can offer only helps them accept their fate and move on to the next life.
Okay. What do you need us to do?
You must take these offerings of food and place them at 3 grave sites where the recently dead lay.
I think I saw those.
The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast.
Oh. Whose bodies rest there?
Loggers from the old days. They sacrificed themselves to make the land habitable and lost their lives to creatures of the untamed forest. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here.
Oh, so they're all spread out. Whose spirits wander near the swamp?
They buried the bodies of settlers there, intrepid sorts that tried to tame the farther reaches of Emerald Stair's wilds. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fior, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds.
What can you tell me about this final grave?
Such a tragedy. A young family lost their lives there as the wilds encroached, swallowed before they could even flee.
Maybe this will help you find some peace as well.
That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead will finally allow me a good night's sleep. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
Okay. Defeat the angered spirits. Got a letter back here. And a door. Edict of Subsistence. By order of the governor's will in office, all greens, fruits, and grain of the earth are to be rationed by Fior's proper authority, effective immediately. These temporary measures shall be in place until further notice. Any attempts at subversion shall be swiftly dealt with. Ignacy Vidaro, Bel Savant of Emerald Stair.
Empty
Much.
again.
Seems that way.
Vidaro says the current crop looks promising, though.
How can he know that? He's not a farmer.
Be patient. He hasn't steered us wrong before.
Common pistol. Much needed health pot. I hear a chest too, I think. Oh, pretty nice common bow. Letter. The apothecary shop. Martin, please apologize to your customers for the delay in sending this order. afraid we can only send half of what you requested. The herbal yield in Emerald Stair was less than I'd hoped this season for quality medicinals and tinctures. I hope this shipment suffices for the time being. Sincerely, Abrit, Portia, and Villino. There's our chest. Little lockbox with 5 golden shellings, common mace, and 2 tanned hides. Always a nice find. Little lockbox.
The food stores won't replenish themselves.
Perhaps the crops are oversaturated with essence.
Or it's the opposite. They weren't nourished enough.
But our methods have always worked. Pull the soil's essence into the crop. Done.
But maybe the essence dried up.
You know it doesn't work like that. This is different.
Huh. So the crops are failing. I come back here. Just a little sitting area. Very beautiful. We've been in here, right?
Admittedly, I can't think of a better title myself.
If we can stick to our original plan, we'll definitely come out ahead. If we can stick to our original plan, we'll definitely come out ahead.
Okay, let's go down this way. Getting closer to some.
Genuine healing crystals, purest in all of Eora.
Port in Peru.
They do such lovely work here, don't they? Hang on. I know you from Solace, right? I'm afraid I don't know who you are. Just as you don't know who I am.
You're blessed ain't mad. I remember you. I got you.
So, we understand each other then.
I'm gonna hit my water bottle.
I never thought the world of animancy could be so varied and fascinating. I can make use of so much of this equipment.
So you're a Pargroon. I heard your people didn't travel outside of Galawain's tusks.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit unusual to see one of my people about. But I'm here on important business. If you see anyone else from Sole's Keep, just do me a favor and don't tell them you saw me.
Okay. I'll keep your secret.
Thank you. I wouldn't want my fellow wardens to misunderstand.
But we still don't even know why you're here.
You know what I mean. And Marius, it was good to see you. May you find all you're looking for and more. It's important that the council not hear about this.
Warden, then we have...
Rejuvenate and revitalize your personal essence.
your personal essence. What do you got, sir? What are you selling? Honest Emil?
Pure crystals dug from the soil of Emerald Stair. No imitations.
Bunch of Adra.
Don't trust animancy. Trust me.
And some interesting...
I was never here. You understand?
Paraphernalia. Let's go to the Piazza Mes Iverno. Piazza. There's the fast travel beacon. Just like to look in the nooks and crannies of the world, just see if there's anything. It's very fun for me. Hope you guys are enjoying as well. Ooh, Helios Talon, 2 of those. We have a bunch of that. We should go to the base, or we should make a camp and upgrade. Look at all these bounties. Hello? Let's go grab them. Bounty Belderino. Attention, a reward will be given for killing the Earth Blight known as Belderino. A number of rangers and settlers perished in a natural disaster. Now their souls are bound together in agony, incarnated as the Blight. Please put them out of their misery. To claim your reward, return proof of your kill to Marella in Fior Mes Iverno. Martella.
Oh, those poor souls. Please bring them peace, Saimiko. Becoming part of a Blight is not a fate I would wish upon my worst enemy.
Right. Then we have the Trantons. A reward will be given for killing the notorious Tranton bandit gang located in the Western Forest. These outlaws are responsible for a number of raids on outlying farms. Someone needs to ensure that these raids end for good.
Oh, the Trentons. A bunch of butzos, if you ask me.
Butzos?
But they are dangerous, I admit. Watch yourself out there.
Bounty of a Delmgon. A reward will be given for killing a group of Delmgon within the Western Forest. They've been acting more aggressive lately, attacking rangers on patrol and researchers out in the field.
Ah, those Delamgan. They are not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, survival of the fittest and all that, ne?
Bounty Zorops. A reward will be given for killing the Zorops that have taken up residence at the abandoned farms northwest of Fior. If those farms are ever to be reclaimed, the Zorops will need to be driven away from the land. 212 XP. I think we could turn that one in. Flechia's dispatch. Wanted, Sansa, cartographer in Paradise, has reported his assistant Flechia missing in the Emerald Stair. A reward will be offered for the return of Flechia's cartographic notes. Below is her last correspondence posted to provide clues to her whereabouts. Good day to you, Sansa. I hope this letter finds you well. I am pleased to report new progress on my charts of the Emerald Stair. I've taken up near a curious ruin that the locals call Nakutedek. Godless, perhaps? I will note it. Such architecture I have never seen. I know I should be diligent and focused on my work, but I cannot help worrying that my presence here is a burden. Though the Fiorians welcomed me warmly, it is clear they have fallen on hard times. I hope to finish quickly. I'm yet another mouth to feed. Kind regards, Flechia. And Old Nuna. A blighted bear. A reward will be given for killing an ancient and dangerous bear that's taken up residence within the grotto. Some citizens familiar with the region's history recognize this bear as Old Nuna, a beast responsible for the deaths of many rangers.
Be careful with Old Nuna. I have a theory that her longevity and hardiness are due to an inordinate suffusion of essence. And all godlike. I've heard whispers that one of your kind was here in the living lands. It is a pleasure to meet you. In case it wasn't clear, I'm the point of contact for anyone with bounties to turn in. So return to me if you have any to claim.
Okay. That's why I'm here. I already have a bounty to claim.
Diverus? You work fast.
Diverus, a Valian expression of questioning or confirmation, roughly translates to really or seriously. Diverus, and Ado, a Valian greeting. The abandoned farms are clear of Zorops.
I see.
750.
Then the other bounty hunters did not fare so well. I am glad at least to know of their fate.
That's all for now.
Perfetto. Return when you have more to claim.
Perfetto. We get 106 XP. I'm almost to level 10. Getting there. Let's open the door. We've got a merchant.
Can I interest you in some glaive berries or bedded spells, perhaps?
Essence potion. Need those. Copper skates. Letter. Beautiful Hector. I write this without hope, knowing you'll never see it. Every day I come into your tea shop, watch as your lips mutter about the noise and complain about contention. Yet the only contention I feel is within my heart. I order your tea, sit in the corner as you serve other customers, but you never notice. I imagine what has captured your thoughts each time you lose focus and stare at the wall with a blank expression. Each time I wish that it was me that you looked at with those glazed, blurry eyes. Forever your magpie, Abrit. Little love brewing there.
All ingredients are fully stocked.
So operate. Oh, another essence pot. Love it. Potent potables. Let's talk to the merchant.
Welcome to Poria and Velino, the finest legitimate apothecary of Emerald Stair.
How's business going?
5 summers ago, business was thriving. But now charlatans are selling crystals and essence enlargers in the streets. Add rumors of Dream Scourge and everyone is buying from these swindlers. At least you've come in.
You could profit by selling such products yourself, too.
Oh, I could, easily. But in the long run, where would that get me? I would be no better than them.
Right.
I used to believe animancers would trust science, but I'm beginning to doubt that. At least I don't have to convince you.
I need some supplies. What do you have? Okay, look at all these grimoires. Whoa. Helios Talon. 518. All these crafting ingredients, potions. Okay, we have 7 potions, so I'm going to grab 5 more for 430. Essence pots, we have 25. We're good there. All these we have plenty of, but the Helios Talon, we have 26 of them. Find scale armor. I don't see anything that's going to outpace what I'm currently using, but let's look at this. Storms, sparks. And they're fine, so they have that nice ability cost and cooldown reduction. Blizzard, bristling frost. Caster surrounded by a protective frost that increases damage reduction by 10% and deals frost accumulation to enemy melee attackers. Then blast of frost and freezing pillar. And that's a rhyme. What about of greater elements? Fireball, blizzard, crackling bolt, bristling frost. Embers, fan of flames, fireball, ring of fire, meteor shower. Regular elements. I think we had that one before. Fan of flames. Chill blades. Jolting touch. Arcane veil, pretty cool. Minalette's conduit. One-handed ranged, unique. It's a wand, I think. Plus 5% attack damage, plus 30% maximum wand range, and hits deal 10% bonus shock damage. It's a wand. This metal wand has been built in a way to allow more efficient channeling of the magical blast that this type of weapon is known for. The techniques used to do this are known only to a small handful of master wand makers, but the effects have been described as being for wands what rifling is for firearms. This particular design was first created by the Archmage Minaletta, known for her many spells that unleash missiles of pure force against their unfortunate targets. Like our spell, Minaletta's concussive missiles or whatever. 2k to upgrade. Pretty neat if we were using wands. Then she has an exceptional wand, an exceptional grimoire as well, and an exceptional dagger. That's 8k though. Fine. Helios Talon. We have 26 of them, so I'm hesitant to spend to buy more. We know where we can get them. If I had a third set of weaponry, I would probably get the wand and check it out. That looks pretty good. We know where to find the stuff if we need it. Helios Talon, Bear Claws, we have 15 of. Alright, very cool. Very cool. Alright, now where to? Exploring the square here.
Please be discreet. Solace Keep wouldn't understand.
Alright.
Your soul knows
Chicken.
what it wants. And what it wants is a healing crystal.
Let's open the door. Coming in. Room service. Room service. I have Remergon. Quilichi's Journal 2. The crop is ruined. There's no denying it now. The Dream Scourge has come to Emerald Stair. Vidaro insists on feigning ignorance. He wants to prevent panic, but we are losing precious time. Lives could be lost. What's more, Giada has become restless in Fior Mes Iverno. I must remind myself that I once found myself aching for the promise of something greater. I can still hear Yatzli's voice. That first night at Naku Tedek, our future is a blaze of risk. Isn't that wonderful? But this time I cannot run. Vidaro cares little for animancy or legacy. His comfort is king. I keep asking myself what the point of all this is if we abandon animancy at the first sign of struggle. So it's interesting power struggle going on with the governor and the animancers. Take that potato though. More notes everywhere. Quilichi's Journal 3. I fear the worst for days now. Giada and I passed the gates before sunrise to record the essence in Emerald Stair's soil. The results are erratic and unpredictable. The crop, once green and plentiful, is wilted and smells of decay. The wildlife shows signs of strain. A bear emerged from hibernation months early, completely rabid. We found several sparrows fallen on the floor, dead without any sign of attack or cause, the symptoms of a larger disease. So blight has definitely hit here, whatever that blight is going on here. Quilichi's Journal 1. Today Talu approached me at the market, a bundle of greens in hand. At first glance I thought his crops had withered with the usual rot, but upon further inspection the mold shimmered with a strange gloss. I've brought the bundle back to my shop for immediate testing. Is that stuff around here somewhere I can check out? I wonder. Quilichi. I don't see it here. Alright, let's continue. Anything down this alley? Ah. Huh. 34 copper skates. Get up here. About it though. So lots of content, lots of stuff to do, guys. We're gonna be cruising here, chilling and enjoying the city. Harvesting its bountiful harvest. Ooh, cured bovagran. Cooked rabbit bits. Cured rusk snout. Cooked scan claw leg. Nice. Yum yum. That will give us some essence and stuff back. So there's exclamation points on each of the homies on the over on the left. I don't know if that means that they're ready to level up. I don't think they're ready to level up, right? No, they don't have a point, I don't think. No, but maybe they have something to say. The Animancy Method main quest. We have to speak with Giada. She might be the next party member, which would be cool if there are more. Find the cartographer. We have a lot of missions. Feed the spirits. Speak to Lieutenant Fidelio. Let's mark that. And he's over this way. Animancy galore. Love it. Fidelio. Okay, there's the bounty. The bounty board, which we just saw. Thorn fruit. A little bit of a shady back alleyway. Don't go in the door though. Aha. The gifted magpie. Potato stew. Love stew. Crumpled letter from Tane. Dear Len, you would love it here. The Living Lands is quite the vacation spot. Even the smallest mushrooms are as large as giant mushrooms. They remind me of Mara. Poor sad Mara and her mushroom-riddled face. Oh, I haven't met any dragons yet, but I will let you know the instant I do. Then we can both have dragons. Animancy's so much fun. One of the locals sat me down in front of his machine and told me that my soul is shaped like an orb. Can you believe that? I offered him a signed copy of my famous spell Tane's Chaotic Orb, but he said no thanks. His loss, right? Do you still have that locket I gave you? Whenever you're feeling lonely, don't forget to open it and think of me, and maybe write back. Your friend Tane the Archmage, author of Tane's Chaotic Orb. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Len hates when I talk about myself, and when I call her Len, and everything about me, but I will get on her good side even if it kills me, which it might, if the Living Lands doesn't kill me first. Animancy for farmers. Farming in Emerald Stair is both simpler and more complicated than other lands, and it's important to understand why. Animancy is the art of soul manipulation. Because we sit atop a rich vein of soul essence, our animancers work miracles of healing, personal enrichment, research, and yes, agriculture. The machines around Fior Mes Iverno tap into the flow of essence and use it to give life to the soil. Don't touch the machines or disturb any animancers at work. Don't ask questions about what they do or how they do it. If you get sick, someone might escort you to the ruins west of town for observation and final rites if necessary, and some of the farmhands might not draw breath. Beyond that, it's business as usual.
Have you heard? Giatta's causing trouble at the governor's mansion again.
You must admit she has a point. We should do something about the Dream Scourge. Not simply wait for it to pass.
Be careful with that kind of talk. The governor has ears all over town.
Ooh, another stew. Oops. I actually want to keep that one. What's this? Entrance to nice, a little balcony. Some thorn fruit. Some more Fior Mes Iverno. Very nice architecture. Very cool. Lovely, lovely. Now let's go to the Gifted Magpie. Read some more. We've got a dangerous... Upper Skates. A Dangerous Legacy by Arthur Castell. Fior Mes Iverno is a dangerous legacy. We exploit the land for its riches, but our way of life is only a generation old. Our children will inherit an ecosystem they barely understand because we barely understand it. Despite our success, I worry for the future. The animancers who planted these seeds will not be the ones who harvest whatever grows. Interesting. Nice mirror. Okay, we're in the Gifted Magpie. Let's head down here.
Spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and rich with insight.
Insight, you say?
Indeed. The spirits have access to lifetimes of knowledge.
A little knowledge would do me good right about now. I pity I must wait until I'm dead.
Huh. Nice fire going. Fresh water. Merc brew. Nice, very nice. Love me some merc brew. Frustrated scrawl. Souls are made of essence. Essence is made of why are hostile spirits visible to the naked eye? Undiscovered gods. Mapping the beyond. Soul compass. Is that something? How to hide our work from the gods. Tea. Soul tea. If I don't settle on a dissertation topic, my mentor is going to kill me. Figuring out a dissertation on any of those topics. Pretty cool. Can we come in here? Palm stone.
I have been thinking about the moon.
Notice.
There is no Adra on Bilafa. None that we can see in a telescope anyway.
I suppose that's true.
Blathorn cheese wedge.
Died on Belafa. Where would their soul go?
No one is going to die anymore.
Not with that attitude.
Very decent trout pie. Apple. Stew. Blathorn cheese wheel. Whoa. Marius. We have a merchant. We'll check him out in a second. My eyes are getting a bit strained playing so much today. Ooh, silver finnings. Go behind the counter. What was that? Ah, fresh water hiding. We'll step back across. Hector Brewer. We're an hour 6 in, so I gotta wrap it up, guys. I want to say thank you for joining me. We'll talk to Hector next time. Hope you enjoyed this hour-long and some change episode. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna keep exploring Fior Mes Iverno in the future. And God willing, more episodes of this will be made. And also, guys, if you want to help me and my fund to buy more games for you guys to see on the channel and stuff here, support the channel, you can become a member. Info and links are in the description. Shout out to my 2 members who are responsible for me being able to buy an indie game each month with their donations. That's awesome. Love you guys for doing that. So check that out if interested. If not, that's cool too. And I'll see you all in the next one. We'll talk to Hector. And we'll keep it moving in Fior Mes Iverno, which is a very interesting place thus far. It's got vibes. It's all vibes. So until next time, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. Yeah, hopefully more to come, and I'll see you guys then. Ciao for now.